Go to the folder, jQuery folder, and open CMD over there. Open CMD in jQuery folder. Folder or file? I have not checked that file till date because morning to evening from 6 o'clock, morning to night till 2 o'clock. Okay. We have some 10 employees, they are being deployed somewhere. Then I was working, writing the API till night, till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock daily. I will see today what is the React file. React file or some other file. I will guide it. Okay, so we open in the VS Code, do the right click and open with the live server. Right click, open with the live server. Open with the live server. Story open.
Yes.
Okay, by then we can create another file, example 10.js. Create the next file, example 10.js. Example 10.js HTML. Example 10.html. This will be the example of Load function. jQuery have a function called load. Now take the copy of 9. You can take the copy of 9. Inside that, jQuery load function we can write here, load the file data empty the container. Load the file data, empty the container. Just read like this. Load the file data and empty the container. Now let's come inside. We can write a function here, button one dot click, button one dot click, within one dot click, container dot load, container dot load, load, and inside the load you will give a file name. The file name can be any file name, HTML file, JavaScript file, text file, CSS file, any file. Whichever the file will give here, the load function will read in as a text. Like suppose you are giving as a HTML file. So load function will read the content of the file and treat like as a text. So I will give here, for example, a file called message.txt, message.txt, message.txt. So the people reply, hi, now I'm in an interview hall. Here registration is going on. 10:50 it will begin. Anyone attend today? Please tell me. You both are going, but 10:15 will be late. 10:50 their presentation will start. First, the company will give their presentation about the company and client. After that, they will start the next process. Whatever. Hmm? First come, first serve. You also know that. Huh? So whoever will go first, he will get first. He will go to last, he will get last. Okay, come. Let's go ahead. Container.load message.txt. Next, after that, next container dot call the function called empty, empty, container dot empty, container dot empty. Now button 2, what it will do? Button 2, when you click on button 2, button 2 is going to make empty. Button 2 will keep the container as empty. Button 2 will clear the container. You have created a container here. All the contents of this container will get clear. All the contents of this container will get clear if you click on which button? Button 2. In button 2, which function we call? Container dot empty function. In the jQuery, we have a function called empty function. Using empty function, we can clear the content of any element. Okay, now here container dot load, which file? Message.txt. So in current folder, there should be a file called message.txt file. In message.txt, whatever the content you will write, it will come and it will appear under the ID called container. Okay. So before running this, we need to create a text file that is called message.txt. We need to add some content and then we need to. Okay, ready? Next, after that, create the file called message.txt. Message.txt. Interview. Go. People have reached there. No? Go fast. I will call to their HR. Okay. You can go a little later, so I will call or message her. Hmm? They are not getting training for it. They are working in the project. They are employee of our company. Working in different UI only. They have 2000 openings. 2000. 2000. The people who is going to take the interview, the manager, are two person who have learned from me in 2014. Okay. He said send all the people whoever are there. We will do our level best as much as possibility will give to info campus people. Salary is starting from 5 lakh for fresher. Canada based company. Okay, hope written. Message.txt. Let's come to the browser. Run your file. Localhost 5500. You should run through the live server. Okay, example, which example? 9 or 10? 10.html. Click on load button. Load file. Data is coming. Click on empty. See. Data will come from that file. Which file? Message.txt file. In this, you can write BR also on the top. BR will break the line. In this file, you can write BR also, it will work. It will break. Load function is called here, no? Here. It's not automatically linked. You have written the code. HRF is not happening. HRF will what it will do? It will redirect from one page to other page. But is it redirecting? No. It is reading the content of a file using the function called load. It is reading the content of a file using the function called load function. Ready? Working, not working? Yes, no, should come in chat. Working? Okay. So using load function, we can read the data from where? Other file, right? Okay, go ahead. Create another file called example 11. Example 11. You can take the copy of previous file. Oh, I made again JS file. It should be the HTML file. Okay. Let's go next. In this file, jQuery Ajax function. How you saw the jQuery load function, right? Similar way, we have jQuery Ajax function. In that, we have to write a file called home. About us. B3, B4, B5, B6, home about us, contact us, gallery, services, then next is called products. Okay, hope written how many functions? B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, B6. Let's go ahead. Container is there. Now here B1 dot click, B1 dot click, dollar dot Ajax, dollar dot Ajax, dollar dot Ajax. That check inside the jQuery there is a function called Ajax. Call that Ajax function, and in that Ajax function you have to pass some parameter. What are URL? Which URL you want to read? You want to read the URL called home.html, comma, success, colon, function. In function from the home.html, whichever the content you will add under the home.html, it will come there as a response. Now this response we need to send to container as a HTML. So has container dot HTML. Inside we can send as a response. Container.html we inside we can send as a response. SUCCESS. Correct, Amita? Success. Success is failing. Is it like this only? Success should be correct. Now once you click on home, once you click on home, it will read the content from home file and capture the content of home file under the response, and from response as a HTML we are sending to container. So for that, let's create a file. Create a file home.html in current folder. Create a file home.html in current folder. Home.html in current folder. Inside the home.html, you can follow h1. Welcome home. Now after that, come down. One paragraph is this. Add one more paragraph. Save the file. Okay, hope ready. Home file. Next, come to the 11 example. What is the 11 number example? 11 number example says once you click on B1, button 1, the Ajax function will call. That Ajax function belong to jQuery. In that Ajax function, in the JSON format, you are passing the first parameter the URL, and after that, second parameter is nothing but if URL is found, then from there some response will come. That response is a callback function you are receiving, and under the response variable, and that response variable you are sending to the container as a inner HTML. Now when we come to the browser, example number 11, and click on home, it should display the content from home file. Check here, is it coming? The content of home is loading or not? The content of home will load. Loading. Okay. Next after that, same Ajax function you can copy, paste under the another block, and right here Ajax remains same. Here you can call the about.html. Call a file called about.html. Check their data is coming or not. Coming. About file, we can create one file. About.html. H1 we can write here. About us. This is from about us page. So when we click on about will come. Home click, home will come. This is called jQuery Ajax. Without reloading the page, the content is coming from other files. Function was same. See, the function was similar. What is changed? Only file name got changed. Create one more function for B3. You write no document of the object model. You have written. That is the library of JavaScript. DOM is a library of JavaScript where a lot of functions are there. Example, get element by ID, get element by class, get element by tag name, inner text, inner property. These all belong to where? DOM only. Using the DOM, we make our web page dynamic. Okay, interactive. Like suppose when I went here, when I click on this, content got changed under the middle element, middle block. So this current page is a document. Inside the document, every tag is a element. Okay, every tag is an element where you click on one element and content got changed under the second element. It is happening through the DOM only. Document, your current document is a DOM. Okay, current document is not a DOM. Current document is getting handled by DOM. Okay, so that you clicked a button and content got changed under a particular element. Okay, if DOM will not be there in JavaScript, then there will be another thing called as a BOM, browser object model. If you click on button, home button or maybe about us, in current page, everything will get changed by about us. That's called as what? Browser object model, BOM. Okay, but that is not useful. What is useful? DOM is useful. So that user interaction will happen one place and content will display other place. Using, so here in JavaScript, we have written document.getRemoved by ID. Same thing now, instead of writing document.getRemoved by ID, what you are writing? Dollar container. So here the line is what? Is smaller. Their line was longer. So this becomes a library and that becomes a core JavaScript. The DOM is a core JavaScript library, whereas jQuery is a separate library. It's also working based on DOM only, but it has their own functions. Okay. So hope we wrote the home, about, and then another one B3 for which one? Contact. So we'll create a file called contact.html. Next one. Please contact us. Contact us, hope it will work. Okay, please create 3 more functions and do for the gallery, service, and product. Create 3 more functions, do for the gallery, product, and service. B4, B5, B6. Like that. This is the function. Three more function you are supposed to write. Three more function you are supposed to write. B3 is already done. B4 we need to do. B4 is for B4 is for which one? B4 is for gallery. 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 B4 is for gallery. B4 gallery.html. Gallery, we can create a file here. gallery.html. Next, after that, just one minute. किसका मंडे से मंडे से मंडे से मंडे से 11:30 नहीं हम लोग यहीं पे हैं आज भी टाइम कल भी हैं लेकिन क्लास शुरू हो रहा है मंडे से आ सकते हैं आज बेटर आज ही ना वो काउंसलर वगैरह आज ही रहता है अच्छा तो कल कॉल करके आइए हमको कल आने से पहले एक बार कॉल कर लीजिए हम आपके लिए Operating gallery. If now gallery is coming. In that we can implement one service URL that will bring the data from somewhere else. Okay, we can bring one data from somewhere else. In which file? Gallery file. हाई जो सर्वर का जो एपीआई है ना उसमें थोड़ा अभी आप कौन सा मेथड यूज करते हैं जेसन मेथड यूज करते हैं जेसन फेच डॉट जेसन यूज किया ना फेच डॉट टेक्स्ट लगा के देखो आप let's go create another function called b5 under the b5 we can check here call a service URL we can call URL can be anything it is not only service the URL can be anything so which URL we can call here let me give you this URL users URL or maybe take the comments URL this URL is available with anyone I shared it in the chat so this URL we can add here already class this URL and this URL whichever the content will come from this URL whichever the content will come the content we are sending to the container but this URL is going to return the data in the JSON format JSON you cannot send to container JSON you cannot send to the container Okay, anything? Go here for our services. Nothing came. Let me see where is the problem. URL is okay. HTML is okay, no problem. We can understand that. Let's check whether network is giving the data or not. Okay, so which function I called? B5, right? B5 is pointing to whom? Our service. So B5 dot click this command has to read. Let us see what is this. JSON TP code response has given 200. Okay, cool. So data has come here. No problem. Now this data, whichever has come, it will not go directly like this. The data we have to put the length here. Response dot length. Response dot length. Is it giving the total number of how many lengths are inside? How many elements are inside? How much? 500? Oh, cool. So we are getting how much record? 500. Please check once. So we'll not do the response only. We will use here map function, and using map function, we can extract the data. So let's use a variable data equal to empty and come down below, right call RESPONE response dot map. Because the response is coming as the error array, response dot map we can run here, and then we can write call comment colon index, comment colon JavaScript only. jQuery is also JavaScript itself. jQuery is also JavaScript. Response.map we are doing. Now from the response, data will go to where? Comment. From the comment, you will take one by one. Data equal to data plus. Open a p tag. And inside the p tag, comment.body plus close the p tag. So suppose 500 records are coming. So it will generate the 500 paragraph, and those all the paragraph will be stored under the data variable. And finally, using the container, using the inner HTML, the data variable you will send to the container. Oh, length is coming 500. So once you click here, 500 record will appear. This data is coming from where? From that API URL. Gallery contact about ready. Then we will leave here only today. Today less duration. Morning also I got busy somewhere. Tomorrow we'll log in somewhere 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock I have one bootstrap class. 8 to 9 I'll cover that. 9 o'clock we'll start the jQuery. 9 to 11 we'll try to finish as much as possible tomorrow. Today some people are here. They need to go for interview. They have an interview today. We'll end here and we'll see you tomorrow. Hmm. Till the 11 number example we reached, 9 more example we have to create.